Hey everyone, this is Judi with JLBCrafts. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, thank you so much for giving me a try. In this video, I'm going to decorate and hand letter Monday the 5th of September through Sunday the 11th. We are on capital letter K, majuscule K. And so I'm going with K is for koala. The other thought I had was K is for key. Like the fly, I always think of the flying keys in Harry Potter, but I didn't have enough stickers for an entire spread of that. So we've got our K letters here. No months this week. Kale, Kith, Click, King, No, and Kerf. It's really hard actually to come up with letters that start with K. Anyway, all right. So I have pulled the 3 washi tapes from the Planners Anonymous Astrailana kit. Is from the end of 2021. So you see bright pink birds, but hidden in among there are some, I think, nope, that's another bird. There's a koala right there. So I definitely am going to run this down this side since it's a sideways design. I might run it again down this side as well. I think I will, because the discs will be there, so it won't look, as long as it's misaligned so they're not right beside each other, like the birds and birds, I think it'll look fine. The second washi tape I pulled is also from that kit. It's the medium-sized one, and again, see the koala, the mama koala, and the baby koala. There are some pink birds as well. But I thought maybe I would cover up just a little bit of the pink here and there with some of these koala stickers. This is from the Animal Lover dashboard. As you can see, I've never used any of them, so I could add a couple of those. I pulled this kind of sage green with gold foil, Simply Gilded washi, because this one has gold foil and I didn't really have a grayish brown that would match. I didn't want to go pink. So this is going along the edges. And then this is the 3rd washi tape from the Planners Anonymous Astrailana kit. And I'm going to rip these individually and use them as my bullet points for my words. So I'm going to speed this up while I get started. Don't pull your washi tape super tight. I know I say it every single week. I also have links in the description box for 20% off your first month's subscription to Planners Anonymous. And I get some loyalty points for that. And then finally, I have a link in the description box for Simply Gilded, so you can sign up for their no spam newsletter and get a coupon for $5 off a purchase of $15 or more, and I get that same coupon. All right, let's write in our words. I'm just going to grab a brown flare for this, so capital K, of course. And then kale, kith, like kith and kin, click, so there is our ascender right next to the capital K, king, no, as in I know what you're thinking, and kerf, which is actually the little bit of wood that's lost when you use a table saw, that little section of wood that's lost. So that's the kerf loss. Yes, I spent some time in the lumber industry. So, all right. There we go. I am going to pick my pens and zoom in, and I'll be back. Alright, so here are my pens. I have the gray Tombow Fudenosuke, that's the firmest. Tombow's the brand, Fudenosuke is the style. I have the Rytech, that's the brand, Sign Brush pen, because they do other styles of pens in kind of an olive green color, khaki color. I have the Le Pen Flex, so Le Pen is the brand, Flex is the product line. And I have just a normal old pencil gripper, back to school pencil gripper on there because it's such a skinny pen. Maybe you don't have this problem, but because of my fingernails, I definitely need something bigger to hold on to. And then the softest pen I have is the Pentel Touch Brush Sign Pen. All right, so I'm heavy-handed. I start with the firmest and warm up as I go toward the softest, which are the hardest for me to control. So here is the Tombow Fudenosuke. I'm starting with face again. Okay, next is the Rytech. Okay, softer yet, I have the Le Pen Flex. And finally, about the softest pen I have is the Pentel Touch. It's very similar though to the Le Pen Flex. So, all right, warmed up. Let's do a deep dive into the K. So here is the lovely letters, capital K, and wow, is that swirly. So it looks like they're starting at the top line and doing a heavy down and around, light up, light little thin curly Q and up, and then a heavy down. And then they're finally lifting the pen and coming up here and doing a heavy down. Not really a loop like on the lowercase k, but close to, maybe a super tiny one that's so small it's closed. And then they're doing kind of a light down and out. Those of you that are regulars know that is way too swirly, curly for me. So let's look at some of our other options. Here is the Tombow lettering practice worksheet. This is for the pens that I use, the Fudenosuke. This is a free download. I have it linked in the description box. So they don't really do much of a slant. They're doing a little bit of an entrance stroke, similar to what I would do with like a B or a D. Heavy down, and then starting again at the top, heavy down diagonal, heavy down, and a little bit of a connector tail there. So not too bad. Next we have the Calligraphy. This is the rainbow book that you can get. I have it linked on Amazon, but you can also check your Dollar Tree and see if it's there. So this one's quite a bit different. They're starting up here, still with the entrance stroke, so light kind of into a heavy down. But then here they're coming up. They're not lifting the pen. So see the arrow there? The dot is where you start, the arrow is the direction you're going in. So kind of light into a heavy down, but then they're going back up. So they're connecting their K clear down here at the bottom. So heavy down, light up, and then they're lifting the pen and attaching here, it looks like just below midline, and doing a heavy down with a bounce to a light up. So that is interesting. I don't know why I didn't notice that last year. It looks a little bit V-like with a weird, it looks like maybe some kind of capital V, and then next attached to it is a little bit of a lowercase v. But it definitely can look like a K. It's definitely got some bounce letter feel to it by coming way down below baseline here. So we could play with that. Next I have the boxed set from Crayola that I happened to purchase at Walmart. So here they're starting clear down here at midline, doing their light up, heavy down, so that's pretty standard. Now they're picking the pen up and coming back up here to top line and doing just a tiny little hook for a little bit of flair, heavy down at midline, and then this looks like a mid, not a light, a mid, so a heavy down but in a diagonal, and they're ending below baseline again, but I mean that's something you can totally play with. So that one's pretty traditional, no surprises there. And then last but not least, we've got the Calligraphy Made Easy book, which I also happened to purchase from Walmart. Here we go. So here's the first K that they're showing us. So very similar. It's got the entrance stroke like I like to do. And then a heavy down. And then, yeah, no surprise there. Heavy down from the top line, connecting at midline, heavy down, and then a connector stroke. So that is basically what I did last year. Simply because it's very similar to printing, I wouldn't have to get used to a new way of writing it. If I change my K to, if I try to do this one, I think I would mess it up because it's so counterintuitive to the way I have written my K for 40 years now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we could definitely try it, but I'm afraid it would trip me up over the long haul. And then here is an alternate. So here, the alternate portion of this is this loop that they're doing. So their entrance isn't coming up and then reversing directions. Their entrance is coming up and doing a loop for a heavy down. And then, again, this part is the same. So, all right, let's give this a try. So I'm going to do my little entrance, starting at about midline. Heavy down. And you can end it abruptly or put a little tiny tail on it. And then we'll come up here again, heavy down, and a connector. And so that is kind of medium weight just because you're pulling in the direction of the point of the pen. So even though it's heavy, it doesn't end up quite as fat as that one or as thin as that one. Let's try the one where they reverse direction. So light up, heavy down, no little curve, coming back up, light up, and then joining here, heavy down, light up. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm gonna stick with this one, and that's what I practiced last year. So we could try the little loop up here. That's okay. That's okay. It's not bad. But I don't do anything like that on my B's or my D's. It does kind of start to look a little bit like the loop at the top of a capital C, so I don't know. I might play with that intermittently. Can play with the loop here. That threw me way off. I don't think I like that. I'm not much of a loop person, but if you are a loop person, there are definitely some possibilities there where you could play with adding a loop. It feels a little heavy on the top. I think I'm starting this a little too wide. And I do think I like a little bit of a tail there. That just looks pretty severe right there. That's not bad. If you do like this V look, but you don't want to reverse direction like I didn't want to reverse direction, you could always bring this down quite a bit further. That's going to end up making your K 3 strokes though. Nah, I don't really like it. You can also play with how far past, if you want to, like that one, I do past that vertical part. To give it a little something extra. That's weird. Noticing that each of these pieces has a little gentle arc to it. They're not just straight and severe. So just noticing, I think it was about here, I figured out when I come out of that part, come up and around over as opposed to under. Like, see, that one kind of bends under. I like it better when it comes over. Just FYI, something else to notice and play with. All right, let's try attaching a word to our K's. Definitely looks like a K. It's pretty big compared to the rest. It's kind of fat. I think it might be a little too fat. I'm gonna try to skinny it up just a little bit. Better. That looks more balanced with the rest of the word. If you love your kale, now you need to do a recipe plan on a kale recipe, so you can write that at the top of the page. I've decided I definitely like coming past that vertical bar a little bit with my K. All right, let's try an I and a TH. So again, I'm trying to cycle through as many of the 26 lowercase letters as I can each week. Don't know of many words that have Z's and X's and K's in there, so we won't get them all, but all right, let's try kith. It looks fine. I mean, it looks like it's not a word we normally see, kith, but I mean, it looks like what it is. There's a little bit of a challenge, making sure that the top part of your K isn't so huge that it interferes with, you know, dotting the I and crossing the T, but I think if it were that big, it would look unbalanced anyway, at least to me it would. So click, we've got an ascender, the L right next to the K, and then we've also got a lowercase k. So it's fun to have a word that's got the same letter in both capital and lowercase in it. So let's give click a try. Not necessarily a real word per se, but it serves its purpose. So if you're having trouble fitting your L next to your K, you have a couple things you can do. You can make this part a little smaller, you know, move it in a little, or you can make this part a little wider, bring it out a little further. Either one or both, some combination of both will work to help you space that out a little bit more. One page done. And not bad. I actually wasn't super looking forward to the capital K because the lowercase k isn't one of my top favorite letters, but I like it. I think it looks pretty good. All right, let's try King. So we got a descender now. So we're gonna have to contend with that when we get to the second row. So we just want the same slant on the front part of the K and the back part of the G. All right, let's see here. I think I'll come over and try to fit it in here. Okay, let's try no. No descenders on this one, so. And we finally get an O. I'm glad I put the little tail on the K there because I feel like there's a little bit of a symmetry and balance versus the end of the W there. Something about that one looks a little Halloween-y. I don't know why. All right, last but not least, let's try the F. Got kerf. So a couple difficult letters here. We've got the R and the F. Ooh, that F started up way high. I'm not sure what happened there. And I feel like there's a big, my E and to R is getting a little bit gappy. I'm not, again, sure why that's going on, but. we go. All right, so let's put these in my planner and compare to last year. I like that color combination, very soothing and earthy. In case you didn't notice, I'm not a bright color person. All right, so here's last year. So we've got a direct comparison there. I don't think I changed any of the words. King, no, kerf. So definitely liking the little bit of a loop I put on here. Much better. Also liking that my realization, yeah, it looks like maybe I did realize it last year. Coming up and out instead of under and out. So anyway, definitely like my F's better now that I opened them up a little bit, and my R's were pretty good. So there we go. There's K. Next week we'll be on letter L. Any guesses what I'm going to do? L is for what? I hope you like this video. Keep tagging me on Instagram. I love adding your finished lettering practice to my stories when you tag me. So keep that up. Keep up the good work. We're getting there. I can't believe it's September already. It's crazy how fast this year is going. So I hope you like this video. If you do, please consider liking and subscribing. Thank you.